Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 pop songs from the 90s.
Don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best popular tracks released between 1990 and 1999. We're keeping our definition of pop wide-reaching, also including tunes that mix or cross genres. Which of these songs is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Waiting for Tonight, Jennifer Lopez. Did you know that this version of Waiting for Tonight actually isn't the first? Indeed, girl group Third Party released the song a few years before Lopez gave us her own take on the material in 1999. Still, J-Lo's cover is hard to match. The dance pop hit has enough energy to get pretty much anyone listening moving, and as you can imagine, it made a splash at the end of the decade.
Waiting for tonight, oh, when you would be here in my arms.
You could even say it's perfect, it's passion, and listening to it is setting us free. There's a reason it remains one of Lopez's best known and most acclaimed songs. Number 19, Mambo Number 5, A Little Bit Of, Lou Bega. We know, the original Mambo Number 5 is from 1950, but in the 90s, Lou Bega took that track and breathed new, different life into it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride.
Bega's version is different, sampling its predecessor and proceeding to build on it with things like new lyrics. The result is a Latin pop banger that still gets us. The rhythm is infectious, the trumpet adds a little something special, and we definitely don't need to tell you that the chorus just doesn't quit.
A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side.
As long as we have a little bit of this hit in our lives, we're happy. Number 18, Barbie Girl, Aqua. Come on Barbie, let's go party. We don't think that it's a stretch to say that an entire generation of us grew up blasting the Eurodance sensation that is Aqua's Barbie Girl.
I'm a blonde emo girl in a fantasy world. Dress me up, make it tight, I'm your darling.
It's a little eccentric and out there, to be sure, but always in the most positive, bubbly way. This is the kind of tune that we walked around singing over and over again. Considering how catchy it is, can you blame us? But don't just take our word for it.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic, it's fantastic.
Barbie Girl has the chart numbers to prove it was a success. The bosses at Mattel may not have been huge fans of this one, but we definitely were in 1997, and still are. Number 17, You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer. You're already hearing it in your head, aren't you? Hey, we get it. It's as if the words "you can't touch this" set off an automatic play button in our minds too.
My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me.
The song is also basically synonymous with MC Hammer, and serves as a top-notch example of how pop and hip-hop music can come together to create something fresh and unforgettable. That, and the fact that it won multiple Grammy Awards, tells you what you need to know.
Can't touch this. Why you standing there, man? You can't touch this. Yo, sound the bell. School is in, sucker. You can't touch this.
Plus, there's just no denying how good the track itself is, with lyrics and music that demand we pay attention. One could even say you can't touch the impact it had. Number 16, Livin' La Vida Loca, Ricky Martin. You know those songs that totally hook you from the first note? Their rhythms and storytelling ability fuse together, and it's very difficult to do anything but groove along as a result.
She's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls.
If you ask us, Livin' La Vida Loca is one of those songs. Indeed, each instrument, note, and sultry lyric feels intentional and perfectly placed, and the way it builds to its magnetic chorus never gets old.
Upside, inside out, she's living la vida loca.
Because of this, our feet start moving as soon as it starts, and we've been guilty of hitting repeat on more than a few occasions over the decades. Number 15, Genie in a Bottle, Christina Aguilera. When you talk of genre-defining pop stars of the 1990s and 2000s, it's practically impossible not to mention Christina Aguilera. The star has had quite an illustrious career, and as a lead single off her debut studio album, Genie in a Bottle played a big part in getting everyone to see just how brilliant she is.
Licking your lips and blowing kisses my way, but that don't mean I'm gonna give it away, baby, baby.
It's mesmerizing in every sense of the word, with a teen pop energy that feels both youthful and sophisticated. That's saying nothing of ex-Tina's striking vocals, which take the tune to a whole new level. Needless to say, Genie in a Bottle has been making our wishes come true since 1999.
You wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm a genie in a bottle.
Number 14. Wonderwall, Oasis. The musical phenomenon known as Britpop was a defining trend of the mid-90s, and Oasis was one of the biggest bands associated with it. Wonderwall, then, might be one of the most recognizable Britpop tunes around. The opening guitar alone creates an atmospheric listening experience that's indescribable. And once the singing starts, well, then we're in for a melodious ride that always ends too soon.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
The proof is that we've been getting on it since 1995. There's just something so inherently comforting yet powerful about the song that envelops us fully.
You're my wonderwall.
We simply don't believe that anybody could feel differently about it. Number 13, Say My Name, Destiny's Child. One of Destiny's Child's most iconic releases, Say My Name is a bop in the purest sense of the word. The blend of pop and R&B is sensational, and there's not a dull moment throughout the entirety of the song.
The other day, I would call, you would say, baby, how's your day? But today, it ain't the same.
It's bold, lyrically packed, and relatively fast-paced, but it's never overpowering or trying to do too much. Instead, it wraps the story of someone who believes their partner is being unfaithful in some of the most captivating musical packaging we've ever heard. It certainly didn't top the Billboard Hot 100 and earn 2 Grammys by mistake, so we'll keep saying its name. Number 12, The Sign, Ace of Base. In a lot of ways, The Sign is deep, introspective, and filled with meaning. After all, it's essentially about realizing your romantic partner isn't right for you and breaking things off. But that doesn't mean it's gloomy. Far from it. The perky, synth-heavy beat ensures we sway happily while singing about opening up our eyes and doing what's best for us, infusing the piece with a triumphant feel. It was, as you've probably guessed, a chart success, which is a testament to the way it resonated with folks. So take this as the sign you didn't know you needed to go revisit the amazing Europop tune. Number 11, You Oughta Know, Alanis Morissette. The year was 1995, and Alanis Morissette gave us the masterpiece that is You Oughta Know. It didn't take long before we realized she had tapped into something real, and we're forever grateful that she did. The single from her Jagged Little Pill album makes room for rage and the unfiltered sensations that come with heartbreak in a way that's nothing short of cathartic. Each biting, unapologetic word out of Morissette's mouth cuts through the noise, metaphorical and literal alike. Pair that with the spirited production, and you get a 2-time Grammy-winning song that commands any space it plays in. Number 10, No Scrubs, TLC. TLC did so much for us in the 90s. We'll never tire of the many, many fantastic songs the girl group changed our lives with, from Unpretty to Waterfalls and much more.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
But how could we talk about anything other than the phenomenon that is No Scrubs? Fun, full of flair, and pretty darn decisive, it's hip-hop at its finest.
I don't want your number, no. I don't wanna give
also can't say enough good things about the work Rosanda Chili Thomas does on lead vocals throughout, or about the thrill we get singing along with her. TLC may not want any scrubs, but we will always want more of no scrubs. Number 9. The Boy Is Mine, Brandy and Monica. Can we interest you in one of the best duets the 1990s had to offer? The Boy Is Mine isn't super loud or in your face, but it doesn't need to be. Every single element just works on a visceral level, in a way no words can adequately describe. Brandy and Monica's voices, for instance, are remarkable. And that harp line that kicks things off? We're still not over it. This fictional boy probably wasn't good enough for Brandy or Monica, but this song is more than good enough for us. And yes, we'll have a sing-off with anyone who tries to take it away from us. Number 8. Always Be My Baby, Mariah Carey. There's no doubt that Mariah Carey is one of the most impressive vocalists around, with a range that leaves us breathless. Always Be My Baby is far from being her only impressive release, but we have to spotlight it for how it showcases her abilities.
We was one, babe, for a moment in time.
Indeed, the production is on the calmer, more understated side, which leaves space for Carey's skill to really shine through as she embodies lyrics that lovingly speak to an ex. Naturally, she makes the most challenging notes seem effortless, and thus, the heartfelt ballad reaches stratospheric heights.
Boy, don't you know you can't escape? Hold on, because you'll always be my baby.
It goes without saying, but this one will always be a part of us. Number 7. Vogue, Madonna. Picture it. The year is 1990. You're pumped about the new decade. Suddenly, Madonna's Vogue is released for the world to hear, and it gives you a little extra boost to tackle whatever comes your way.
All you need is your own imagination, so use it, that's what it's for.
The track encourages us to forget life's unpleasantness and just dance the night away. Perhaps most importantly, it honors the ballroom community it draws inspiration from. It went on to be one of Madonna's most successful singles, both critically and commercially speaking. Considering all we said, it's not hard to see why. So come on, Vogue, and let your body move to the music. Number 6. I Want It That Way, Backstreet Boys. No matter the distance, we want this song to know that deep down inside of us, it is our fire. See what we did there? The moving pop ballad, which came out in 1999 and became one of the band's most popular releases, gives us permission to sing like nobody's watching.
When I say I want it that way.
It doesn't get much more satisfying than that. There's something boy bands like Backstreet Boys are able to capture in their music that strikes a chord and never stops being special. I Want It That Way is the epitome of that, which is why there is no more heartache in sight for us if it's playing.
Tell me why.
Number 5. Wannabe, Spice Girls. Wannabe isn't just a song, it's a lifestyle. For one thing, it's basically girl power in very riveting musical form.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
For another, the chorus is practically destined to get stuck in our heads at every turn. And we're not even upset about it because the poppy hit is just that excellent. It has the ability to instantly put us in a better mood, reminding us how important our friendships are and allowing us to find strength in them.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever.
It also reminds us to dance a lot. The chart topper has stood the test of time, zig-a-zig-eyeing its way into our hearts forever. Number 4. Unbreak My Heart, Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton healed our hearts with this one. The Grammy-winning power ballad, which was produced by David Foster and penned by Diane Warren, is jam-packed with unbridled feeling.
Don't leave me in all this pain. Don't leave me out in the rain.
The whole number is fiercely vulnerable, strong, beautiful, and raw. Naturally, Braxton goes all out with her impassioned delivery to really make us experience each word and feeling. And it's priceless. We're clearly not the only ones who think so, because Unbreak My Heart nabbed a spot as one of the best-selling singles out there.
Unbreak my heart, say you love me again.
If you're anything like us, you may find yourself sobbing by the end of the song, but in the best, most cleansing way. Number 3, My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. We couldn't possibly talk about the 90s without talking about the Titanic song, now could we? This is another poignant ballad that took the world by storm, as evidenced by its impressive sales record and many prestigious awards.
In my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
To this day, we're in awe of the way Dion takes us on a journey that gets us weeping, smiling, and falling in love all at the same time. She's in full control as the piece builds in intensity, guiding us through the tale of a romance that persists across the distance in gentle yet powerful fashion. Near, far, wherever we are, we believe that My Heart Will Go On is everlasting. Number 2, Baby One More Time, Britney Spears. Debut singles don't get much more iconic than this. Britney Spears is a pop force to be reckoned with, and while her career started before Baby One More Time, the exhilarating, danceable bop certainly showed everyone she was here to stay. It has everything you could possibly want, from relatable lyrics to dynamic production, to a star at the center who knows precisely what to do with the material. Of course, it sold many, many millions of copies.
Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Soon it cemented itself not only as one of the most commercially successful singles around, but also as one of the most enduring. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Believe, Cher. We'll always believe in the power of this song.
Do you believe in life after love?
I'll Be There For You, The Rembrandts. The Friends theme is so special to us.
I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall.
Kiss Me, Sixpence None the Richer. Romantic, swoon-worthy, and utterly unforgettable.
Kiss me. Beneath the milky twilight, lead me.
End of the Road, Boys to Men. We belong with this ballad.
Although we love to the end of the road.
Bop, Hanson. It's an bop. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston. The late Whitney Houston was a visionary and powerhouse. I Will Always Love You is one of her signature songs, having won Grammys, topped charts worldwide, and been deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the Library of Congress.
That is all I'm taking with me.
That's no accident, as the richly layered number puts her talent on display for folks around the globe to admire. Houston's voice is absolutely transcendent, soaring to convey numerous layers of bittersweet emotion and taking our breaths away in the process.
I will always love you.
It's hard to believe her version is a cover, because it feels as though the power ballad was penned specifically for her. We will always love that. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.